not going to be happy, if not today, very, very soon. So, Andre, please go ahead and share your views on what's happening. First, tell us what's happening at the ground and where do you think this crisis is going to lead to, and then we come back to you again for what do you think we can do collectively as well as each one of us individually. Andre, floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much, dear colleagues. I don't want to suppress my feelings today. I feel angry because the current disaster is man-made, and because the loss of life is terrifying and may get much worse. In Europe, we tend to focus on our own suffering. Up to 5 million in the Holodomor and made famine in Ukraine and other parts of USSR. Up to 5 million in the Volga region famine in 1920s in the Soviet Union. These figures are a horrible history, but they are very familiar to Europeans. But the Europe, it's not the whole world. How many Europeans knew about, let's say, more than 5 million dead in Congo wars? Not 70 years, but let's say 20 years ago. Or about 3 million lives lost in Cambodia during Khmer genocide. Or 2 million people who perished in Sudan. Or millions that die in Biafra, Uganda, Somalia, Rwanda, Central Africa. Or do we remember about more than 3 million children under age of 5 dying each year in the sub-Saharan Africa? We have heard all morning from very able and distinguished speakers that the world is facing an unprecedented rate of famine. It's our moral duty to avert this food crisis. It's hard to comprehend this figure of 400 million people suffering from the hunger. And I'm angry at myself because I did not understand these figures before. These are not statistics. That's lives lost, destroyed. Perhaps it's just limits of our understanding and imagination that prevent us from seeing that the growing food crisis is largely man-made. This is a direct result of conflicts between countries. I'm not taking part in these conflicts. It was always my goal that the business that I found should help people. The companies I've created did not produce weapons or other machines of war. They brought fertilizers to the farmers to grow food. They brought also heat and electricity to families that live in cities in the bitter cold of Siberia. All my life I have worked to make the world a little better place, until now. Now I'm prohibited to do that. Why? Because I was sanctioned by the European Union and Switzerland. The reason of sanctioning was my participation in energy and fertilizer sectors of Russian economy. The goal of European Union, when they used this reason for sanctioning me, was to damage the Russian economy by cutting the revenue available to Russian state from these industries. The only revenue that were available to the Russian state from these companies, which I found 20 years ago, are taxes. According to this logic, the greatest success that can be achieved by sanction, it's shutting down these companies completely. What it means? It means no fertilizers from the Swiss-based company Euroheat, which I founded 20 years ago. That means no heat and electricity from SOEK, which run power station in Siberia. And the use of cold and hunger, it's akin to the use of weapons of mass destruction, because millions will be suffering from hunger and starvation. Yes, Mr. Joseph Borrell, the Vice President of the European Commission, and now Mr. Elmar Brok, who spoke earlier today, are saying that there is no sanctions against food and fertilizers. I regret to say that's not exactly so. The European Union sanctions are preventing the companies from producing fertilizers and transporting them. The export of Russian and Belarusian fertilizers has already dropped in between 30 and 40% in the last 3 months due